Bankstown Community College is proud to be a major sponsor of Bankstown Auburn Community Radio.
Hey, zombie man, gonna put you in the can. Hey, zombie.
Hi guys, and welcome to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever. You're here with Seth, Rach, and Bridget.
Hello.
Hey. And tonight's topics, we're going to be continuing our dreams topic from last week because
Hugely
you guys seem to really like that one. So we're going to be talking about, do you believe your dreams have meanings and strange dreams you've had and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Our second topic, actually then we'll do the movie review, which will be Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is then a kind of dream related.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's mind related.
Yes.
Yeah, it's trippy.
The next topic will be walking, exercise, travelling songs. So any songs that you like to walk to or
take road trips with.
To. Yeah, any of those good kind of songs. And finally, we'll be doing, if you could live in a movie/book genre, what would it be and why?
Yeah.
Yes.
Horror, comedy, romance, drama, action, adventure. What's your go-to genre in terms of what would you want to live in?
And what are the pros and cons?
Yeah. Everything has a pro, everything has a con.
Yeah. You might get a bit sick of the romance genre, or you might really love it after a while, seeing everyone just finally come together.
You might get a bit sick of just nonsense happening to you in comedy.
Yeah, I don't think I could live in a comedy. I really don't. That's our topics for tonight, so we'll go straight into our first song.
Yeah, the first song is Biffy Clyro with Accident Without Emergency on 2BACR 100.9 FM. Sorry, now you're listening to Steph, Rach and Bridget. Before you were just listening to me and I wasn't saying anything.
Yes, I hope you could hear me. Anyway, 2BACR, Steph, Rach and Bridget, etc.
Yeah.
Howdy.
We ended off our last episode. Our last show last week.
Last show.
With the dream topic. So, if you had any strange dreams. And we heard from me and I had a lot of strange dreams.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue that today. So we're going to be talking about, do you think dreams have meanings? And, what strange dreams have you guys had other than just me?
I think dreams, they can have meaning, but usually they're just a jumble of what's happened in your day or week or...
Yeah.
But if you're stressed about something, then, yeah, they can be symbolic.
Yeah, because I remember during HSC time, I used to have a lot of weird dreams, and I still have those HSC dreams.
The event really scarred you.
Yeah, like both me and Rachel were talking about it today, actually.
Well, yeah, even 7 years out of high school, and you still have those waking up late for an exam or missing the bus and getting there late, having to do a presentation sort of dreams.
Well, I usually have the one where I rocked up at school and forgotten to do my assignment, and everybody's handing their assignment in, and I'm like, oh my god, I haven't done this assignment, and I'll wake up panicked, and I'll be like, I don't go to school anymore. I haven't gone to school in a very long time. Yes.
I had a dream I think it was during year 12 or something, and I was launched off a ship in Sydney Harbour, and they had markers in the water, and I failed to make one of the markers, and I woke up and I was like, well, that's not hard to deconstruct. I'm not going to pass.
Actually, I had a ship dream as well during the HSC.
Yeah.
But mine was, I was sitting in the exam hall and everybody else had their exam papers and I didn't have mine. And I'm like, where's my exam paper? And it was still being shipped to the school, but the ship was one of those old-timey kind of pirate ships. And when I finally got my exam paper, was one paper on this ship, it was all soggy, so I couldn't answer the questions. And I think, yes, I woke up thinking, well, I wonder what that was about.
I was
weird.
overly stressed about that. Because obviously, there's the stressful dreams, the something's due, or dreams like that. But then in regards to just weird dreams, you take the cake, Steph.
Yeah, I've had quite a few.
But I don't know whether this is just because you can remember them. Because I know that I have had really weird dreams. In fact, I think my dreams are less weird, creepy hallucinations that you seem to have. And your brother, actually. I don't know what's in the water at your house.
Yeah, my brother has some weird ones too.
Yeah, but I've got a lot of things are after me or things are chasing me sort of dreams.
I think yours is paranoia.
Yeah.
That's what I would call it. You said to me earlier that you have a lot of dreams about being late as well. You're always, oh my god, I'm late.
Something, or
I think you're just slightly
Paranoid.
wound. Might be the right thing to say.
You're like that rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. Yes.
If you were a Disney character, you'd be that rabbit.
Oh, great.
Yep.
But that might be a topic for
Just a
later.
literary character. But I've had some pretty weird dreams.
Yeah.
Like some baboon who wanted me to put lettuce on his head.
Didn't you have a dream that your mum was trying to poison you?
Yes, that was the other one. My mum was trying to poison me with beans and carrots, and she
And
had
you
them in a
think
big
I'm
ladle.
paranoid?
She had them. She had them in a ladle, and she was standing, like, holding out the ladle to me, and sitting behind her was her partner in crime, Lucius Malfoy.
See, I don't have that many dreams with famous people in them. I know quite a few people have dreams with famous people.
Actually,
But
I never have. That's actually quite impressive.
yeah, but you've had quite a few with famous people, like that one with Ralph Fiennes being murdered or whatever
Ray
it was,
Fiennes, yeah. Or it was either Ray Fiennes or Edward Norton. And there was another one, I think, where it was either Liam Gallagher or Noel Gallagher was stepping on the back of my feet when I was walking along. I was just
And that
really
was your
glad.
whole dream? Actually, you know what? My brother has said that he had a dream once where he was swimming, like in a lap pool, and that's it. His whole dream was just swimming, following that black line.
Well, I said last
Like,
week
what
that
a dull subconscious you have, Kim.
I had a dream that I was reading a book. You know, so that's not
That
the
sounds
weirdest dream I've
also
ever
kind
had.
of dull.
But I
Was it a
haven't
good
really
book?
had any. It was Harry Potter.
Oh,
I haven't
so it was a
really.
real book?
It was a book. Yeah, it was a real book. I remember the pages.
I could have, like, you imagine if like, it wasn't a real book and you woke up and you're like, oh my god, I've got to write this book.
And you
It
just
was,
start feverishly writing this bestseller.
It was the Goblet of Fire, and it was when they were entering the campsite and they were trying to pay with because the dad didn't know about the money and stuff like that. That's the pages I was
okay.
reading. Yeah, I remember.
That's real. I would never remember something like that. I just have
oddly
like
specific.
really odd
Yeah.
dreams.
Anyway,
Hello,
we're going to
whoever's
back
called.
into it with the music, with all the small things from Blink 182 on 2BACR 100.9.
And we're still talking about dreams. So, do you think dreams have meaning, Rachel? Do you think they do, or you just
Put me
think
on
they're
the
like
spot with that one.
random stuff
After
that
fiddling
happens?
with the computer.
Do you think they're just random stuff that your brain comes up with during the night?
Well, I think they are created from parts of your memory. Whether it's recent, whether it's distant, whether it's things you've seen in movies, sort of amalgamated
Yep.
into this series of events.
It's a big word there.
I think that it's
Yeah,
there's
Serious show.
two different kinds of dreams, because I've had dreams where I've done something like repetitive and then that's shown up in the dream, like a dream where I'm at work, which
Yeah.
I actually have another dream that I was at work, and I think it kind of reflects on how I feel about customers and their level
love
of
them?
intelligence.
They're very
Great
intelligent.
intelligence.
Well, I think we've said before, I work in a game store, and I had a dream that a customer brought back a game, and they're like, this game doesn't work in my DS. And for people who don't know, DS cartridges, they're a little cartridge. So I pulled it out of the case, and it was actually like a little plastic coin that you get in, like, you know, little kids' supermarket toys.
Like a Tazo or something.
Yeah.
Well, not really a Tazo, but one of those like little fat...
Like a poker chip
okay.
type.
Yeah, but like a really little one. Like
Yeah.
a little fat, hollow plastic
Okay.
coin.
Not
And I'm
what
like,
it
well,
needed to
that's
be.
probably why it doesn't work in your DS.
Well, that's your
because it's not a
problem.
DS game. So I think that kind of reflects on how I feel about work and the kind of stuff I have to deal with. So, but then I think, you know, I've had dreams about reading books, and that's just something that I've done repetitively. So I think that's different to,
Yeah.
you know, the dream I had about Bridget yelling at me. I'm really not sure what that was about.
Neither am
I
I.
really have no idea.
Yeah, I don't really think dreams have great meaning. I don't think that it's like your subconscious trying to work through something. It's just, you know, a way to... Because I guess when you're sleeping, your brain is sort of working out memories and things and consolidating memories.
Yeah. And when you've
So
gone through
that
something,
is sort of thing. Yeah.
when you've gone through something traumatic, you can have.
Yeah, that's true. You can keep dreaming about that.
Yeah.
I've never really had that experience.
But I guess that's relative to the
Memory.
sort of...
Yeah.
Yeah, the severity of that memory.
But I
or
think
how
also think
pertinent
it's-
that memory is.
If you're stressed, like if you're worried about something,
Vocab with Rachel on 2BAC.
I think that if you're worried about something, that'll also come through in your dream because you're constantly thinking about that. So I think
Yes.
it's got to be something you're thinking about, or you know, something that pops up subconsciously that you know your brain's trying to work out.
I wonder what animals dream.
Yeah, because you know, dogs do have dreams and stuff. You can
They
tell
do.
like their like legs moving and stuff.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know if my cats dream, but one of them snores.
I have had that sort of a dream.
What?
Not like, as in like when like I'm running in a dream and then like my legs move for real, or if I'm falling and then it's like my feet actually move.
Oh, I have actually woken up like full on freaking out.
Actually, I've done that too.
Like I've just been like swimming in a sea of blankets.
I had a dream where my alarm clock went off and it used to play the radio, but I didn't wake up. So the song that was playing on the radio just kind of incorporated into my dream, and it was playing on the speakers in my dream.
I've had that too, yeah, where something's like playing or somebody's talking in the dream and then you wake up, it's for real.
Yeah. But I think that's just kind of you transitioning from being asleep to being awake, so...
Yeah.
You probably like the limbs moving thing. When you're asleep, you're meant to be paralysed.
Are you?
It's true. That's why you don't move around in your dreams. If you're running and moving in your dreams, like, you know how your eyes move during REM sleep? It's because your eyes can move, but the rest of your body is completely paralysed. So if somebody wakes you up mid-dream, you can actually be paralysed. It's called sleep paralysis. It's a real thing.
Oh, really?
I did not know that.
Got a sleep expert in
every day.
Especially on our program.
Yeah. But yeah, like apparently you're actually sort of paralysed while you sleep, and then it's actually a disorder if there's something wrong in your brain where you don't do that.
There must be something really wrong then if you're sleepwalking.
Yeah, it is. It's an actual problem. It's not just...
Yeah.
Because there's people, sleepwalking, but there's also sleep eating and people cooking food and stuff in their sleep.
I've had people, like, doing crazy... I mean, most of it's on the internet, so you don't know how true it is, but, people sleep driving or sleep everything.
My
I've
cousin...
seen sleep eating, sleep cooking.
That is... I'd love to see that.
There's also sleep adult activitying, let's call it, that I've heard of as well.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Yeah, my cousin sleepwalks, but he sleeps naked.
Oh, that's not fun.
So he just appears in like my cousin, like his brother's bedroom, and he's just like, "Can you just go back to bed? Just go," just covering his eyes.
Well, I watched this film once. It was about sleepwalking disorders and stuff like that, or stuff that you do in your sleep.
It was like a documentary or an actual film?
Oh, sorry, it was a documentary. But this guy used to draw in his sleep.
Yeah.
And he couldn't draw well when he was awake, but he'd draw these fantastic things while he was sleeping. And it was awesome. But they checked it out, and apparently it was some kind of trauma that he'd had that was like coming through. It was really weird. Really weird.
I could be like some great pianist when I'm asleep. I'm going to fall asleep next to a piano. Actually, you know what? Everybody's mentioned the fact that I've got all of these guitars in my room that I can't play a single note from.
What if you're playing like a rock star at night?
I'm going to sleep with my guitar. No, I'm going to lock my door so nobody takes photos of this. And I'm going to see if I can magically just be this great musician in my sleep.
Yeah, I don't know how that's how it works.
I know.
I'm just going to someone's going to wake me up and I'm going to whack him with a guitar.
Maybe that'll be the trauma, and then you'll play really good.
And then I'll play great. Or they'll play great, which would be the irony.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that little segment of music there was Blink-182, then some requests from our listeners, One Direction for Ashley, then there was Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. This is Dead by Sunrise on 2BACR 100.9 FM. We're back.
Are we? Oh, I'm sorry.
That was a bit creepy.
Welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever on 2BACR 100.9. Stephanie is asleep.
I'm going to edit out that "we're back" for the podcast.
Actually walked
keep it in
around 29 kilometres today, so I'm pretty tired. But we're going to go straight into our next topic now.
I took a nap, so I'm fine.
Which is
the movie review.
And this week's movie is
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Long movie title.
It is a long movie title.
And I know you had a kind of debate about this, whether or not it's considered spoilers for a film that came out in 2004.
Well, no, I mean, if people haven't seen the film, then it's a spoiler.
If you haven't seen the film, we're going to tell you what happens in the film, so please do not continue listening if you don't want to know what happens.
Yeah, I'm assuming most of you don't care, or all of you don't care, but
both of you don't care.
Yeah. But if you are the type of person who doesn't like to know, then just tune out. It is only from 2004, and it's a bit of an indie film, but it's got Kate Winslet and Jim Carrey and Elijah Wood and Mark Ruffalo, aka the new Hulk in the Avengers.
Actually, I saw an ad with him in it today, and they're like, Mark Ruffalo from the Avengers. I'm like, he was in the Avengers? Who did he play in the Avengers? I'm like, oh yeah, he was the Hulk.
Yeah, that guy.
I forgot, yeah.
He was surprisingly a lot older than I thought. Anyway, It's a film. It starts off with the ending. So
Yeah.
it's one of those
Backwards films.
sort of. It does it out of order. And basically these two people, they have this sudden impulse to take this train and they don't know why. And they meet each other getting the train back. And then it sort of cuts back to before that. And they're in a relationship. And they're breaking up. And the guy, Jim Carrey, doesn't know, he doesn't know what went wrong. And he goes to see her at a bookstore and she has no memory of him. She doesn't recognize him. She has no idea who he is. And he's so confused. And then at his friend's place, they have a card that says, Clementine, Kate Winslet, the girl, has had her memory erased of Jim Carrey's character. So please do not mention their relationship ever again.
Okay, that's interesting.
So he goes to see the company on the card. He goes to that company and he gets this procedure done, and it happens while he's asleep. And they track his memories, starting from when they last saw each other through to when they first met. And so he starts fighting the procedure, and he doesn't want the memories erased, because as the memories go on, they get happier and happier to when they first met. And that's basically what I liked most about the film, is that when he starts dodging them and he starts taking her into different memories, like from his childhood when they didn't know each other, and he's like a little man toddler. And he realizes that it's not a good... Like, he wants to hold on to those memories, even if he has to hold on to the ones that really suck.
So this is like Jim Carrey in his least Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
sort
he's
of
serious
role,
role.
isn't it?
He's very serious in it, yeah. And I actually liked him better in this.
Yeah, I'm not I think I've said before on the show a number of times, I'm not really a fan of most of Jim Carrey's movies.
Have you?
Yes.
I don't remember you saying
You've
that.
definitely said it before in general.
Yeah.
I
Put it on
don't
a
mind Jim
t-shirt or
Carrey, but I don't like his movies because they're very slapstick and they're very like over the top, and all that kind of weird stuff happening to you.
I like
and
that though. So
Yeah, I really hate it. Like, if the worst thing is always happening, like, and you can predict that something really bad is always going to happen to this character, and it's like really dumb stuff, I really can't
yes,
watch
man.
those movies.
I heard that
don't
movie's
think I've
terrible.
seen
No,
that
it's
movie.
great.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I like it, so I guess that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, this movie, I would probably give it about 7.5 out of 10.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Was there anything really bad about it?
No, not really bad. I mean, I think I've seen
That's
it too
all
many
I think.
times. I've seen it a few times. I think Elijah Wood's character, I really don't like him. He's a total creep. He steals Kate Winslet's character's underwear.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
That's crazy.
Elijah Wood, I don't know, sometimes he picks really weird roles.
He
Because
does.
If any of you have seen Sin City,
Oh, yeah, he's
yeah,
an
he's-
assassin.
his role in that is weird, but he doesn't speak,
Yeah.
and he doesn't, like, I don't know if he doesn't feel pain or anything, but he's always got the same kind of expression on his face. And, sorry, Sin City spoilers here, he gets both of his arms and legs cut off, and he's just basically this torso and, like, head sitting there, but he still doesn't say anything, and he just kind of sits there, and, yeah, it's just creepy as.
I haven't read the graphic novel, so I don't know whether that's just the character.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't feel
we
pain.
actually
Yeah.
said the same thing about Stephen Amell in Arrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Blank
About
face.
whether, like, you know, that sort of stoic look. And it's sort of the same as the girl who plays Emily Thorne in Revenge. I don't know whether that sort of stoic look is because
Oh no, I
that's
think
the character.
It was Elijah Wood's
Or- yeah.
character. That was how the character was meant to be. He wasn't meant to be. He wasn't meant to change his expression at all. Like, he could
wasn't
do
meant to be
anything.
animated.
And yeah, he was. Yeah, he was just completely like dead.
Yeah.
but still moving around. So when he lost his arms and legs, like, it didn't phase him at all. He just kind of sat there. It was just creepy. Watch that bit in that movie. It's creepy.
I
There's a
think
lot
it's
of
meant to be
creepy
very creepy.
yeah, well, it pulls it off really well.
Yeah. It's a good film, like the way that it's done.
It is really good.
Yeah. Maybe I should review that.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, there we go. Meanwhile, this is Imagine Dragons with Radioactive on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
Hey, you're back on 2BACR 100.9 FM. You're listening to Steph, Rach, and Bridget. And so we're going to be talking about travelling, walking, exercise songs. Just songs that are really appropriate for those moments in your life when you just need that little bit extra
Sort of
motivation.
psych
gets
up
you
songs,
moving.
yeah.
So songs like traveling songs. I think of traveling songs like if you were to do a video montage
Yeah. I think it's the same thing.
Like, even if it's literally or just in your mind, you're doing like a memory.
Or you're in the film clip of that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Songs that you would put to that. So for me, that'd be a song like, well, there's heaps of songs. I think Fader by the Temper Trap is pretty good. Also, The Good Life by One Republic. There's heaps of songs for travel.
I don't know. I think
I'm a fan of
if you don't know those
Wonderful
songs,
Life by Hertz for travel. That's my travel song.
I don't really have many travel songs. Mine kind of just all blend together. I'm like, oh, this song's really appropriate for when I'm on the train just staring out the window. But walking songs, I think I've got quite a few appropriate ones for that. Like, I've got Walk by the Foo Fighters, which is appropriate for walking if you listen to the lyrics.
it'd be funny
Also,
if
it's
it
called
wasn't
Walk.
appropriate.
Yeah.
Also, I would walk 500 miles by the Proclaimers.
Yeah.
Nobody hates that song. That
No.
song is
Nobody
just
does.
awesome.
It's a very good song.
Also, we were walking last week through bushland, basically on the edge of like this little cliff that falls. That if you fall off, you go into the river.
And your playlist was creepy.
There was
As in,
a
it was
song.
like just creepy accurate to whatever was happening at the time.
It
We
was-
started walking down this little, hill, and then what song was it that started
It
playing?
was "Saving Me" by
Nickelback?
Nickelback, yeah. And there's this
that
bit
was-
where I'm falling, and he just keeps repeating that, and you're like, yeah, a little bit appropriate.
And there was also a bit where we were kind of climbing over some rocks,
Yeah.
where you had the instrumental version of, well, it's all instrumental, some sort of rock version of a song from
Zelda. Yeah, the Zelda rock album.
And it suddenly
which
sounded
is,
really epic as we're climbing over these
yeah,
rocks.
it was really appropriate. It's Artificial Fear does a Zelda kind of rock album. But the other one, I think, there's a Delta Goodrum song, which I absolutely hate. I don't know what it's called, but the lyrics go, get up, stand up, let's go, jump in.
Yeah.
And it's really upbeat and kind of stupid. But whenever I hear it, I think she says, get up, stand up, let's go jogging. So I feel like that's a really appropriate song to go on a run with.
If you misunderstand the lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether that would make me run faster or just like really angrily take out my headphones.
Well, it's just like, it's a really upbeat kind of song.
It is. It's fast paced kind of.
Yeah. But when I'm exercising, and I exercise quite a bit, or I used to, and they always used to want to play in the gym that kind of R&B, that kind of beat heavy stuff, which is the stuff I really don't like to listen to. So I would rather play metal, which is really fast for me and is something that would get me in the mood to work out. And that R&B stuff, I just hate, and I really don't want to be in the room with that stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a
Especially when I play
choice.
really loud.
When I do boxercise and it's just whatever he plays, but I don't even really hear it. I'm sort of more focused on
Dying.
Yeah, but we have had one time where we couldn't play music; it wasn't working, and it was just very awkward.
Yeah, you hear that background silence really,
Yes.
really loudly.
Loudly. rather.
All of a sudden, you're very aware of other people's breathing.
Yeah.
And the sounds of people hitting the pads and stuff. It's very awkward.
I think a lot of the time you do need exercise music when you're exercising.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
my favourite exercise music is anything just upbeat. Like, I really like that song from Happy Feet, Hit Me Up.
I don't know that song.
I'll play it, guys. Don't worry.
Okay.
Also,
And now I'm worried.
like Gwen Stefani, Wind It Up. Just all really upbeat sort of things, which have
Yeah.
a solid beat behind it.
That
Yeah.
really
So,
fast kind of stuff, yeah.
Also, Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. Even though it's a really slow song, it's got Running Up That Hill.
I was
You
going
did
to
something
say.
appropriate today while we were walking, actually. I can't remember what it was, but it was
Me?
really... Yeah, you did. I remember
Oh.
I'm like, this song's pretty appropriate.
Trying to think back to what
Don't
I was
know what it was.
playing.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. I never actually heard the song
It
before.
wouldn't have been Breakfast at Tiffany's or Come On Eileen, which were on that
Come On.
playlist.
Breakfast at Tiffany's
Only
really was
to do-
inappropriate for our work today.
Yeah.
For our walk, sorry, today.
Yeah, which was a lot of work.
Yes, it was. I'm very tired.
Can you play that Come On Eileen? That song's funny.
I'll add it to the list.
I do actually like that song. I thought it was weird that you had it, but
Very
I
80s.
And now
actually
it
like
gets
that song.
requested. See, this is why I have things, because people request crazy things, and I've got to have them available.
Yeah, because that song's crazy.
Crazy. Actually, the film clip for that is
Crazy.
kind of crazy. It's the guys in overalls and stuff. It's weird with no shirts on.
Sounds crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
that's the same as the cover of the album, which is now like album art in my iTunes library, which looks so weird.
Okay.
Crazy.
It's like an half-naked man in overalls. Crazy.
Sounds a bit like strippers.
But what do you think makes a good, like, a good travelling song?
I don't know, a song that sounds kind of epic. You know, Paradise by Coldplay, I think that's a good travel song.
I suppose it really depends on what kind of travel, because if you're doing something epic... Okay, when I was in... I just thought of something just then. When I was in Tasmania,
Yes.
we did the Cradle Mountain walk, and as I was walking up, I don't know if anybody out there... I don't know if anybody has played Skyrim, but while I was on the mountain, there was
Scrim?
I'm
mean
thinking
Scrim?
no.
I will punch you in the face. There was this bit where on the mountain, it was snowing at the time, and you could see the wind come up the mountain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so Skyrim, and I just wanted to play the album to that game, which I had on my phone, but I didn't want to pull my phone out because it was snowing. And I just thought, this is so appropriate.
Skyrim, said no one ever.
I said that. I'm like, I'm having a Skyrim moment. It was awesome. Best moment of my life, by the way.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
It was awesome.
And it's all
That's
downhill
crazy.
From here.
I was so happy on that mountain. We thought we were going to die, and I was just like so happy. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
Wow.
Skyrim, I'm in Skyrim.
Yay,
Yeah.
Skyrim.
I went a little bit crazy. But I did manage to get
Little
everybody
bit.
back alive.
I will
And
say
nobody
that
lost
You
their toes.
managed to get everybody back alive.
I was leading that group, by the way.
You
people.
single-handedly carried them all.
No, I led them down the mountain.
Right.
They didn't know where to go.
I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you.
Yeah.
As if
I wasn't
Skyrim-
going to carry 7 people.
There's
tops.
no chance of me ever being like, wow, I'm in Yoshi's Island.
Well, we
Best
are going
moment
to
of my
Japan. That's technically Yoshi's Island.
Maybe. There's going to be like weird other coloured Yoshis around.
Should we play some Mario music when we get there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we should.
Let's do that.
And get some mushrooms.
Sure, in the meantime, I'll try and find out that appropriate song you were talking about, Steph, but in the
Can we
meantime...
play the Dragonborn song from Skyrim? It's really epic.
I can't say it's on my library.
It's on my iPad.
Great. Well, look, I've got a lot of requests to get through. We've had some,
Yeah.
obviously, Common Eileen requested, also some Hall & Oates and some others.
Both from me.
Yeah, so
The
we'll kick
last
off the
song
next little
of
section
tonight
with...
is my request, which I've never requested a song on here before. By the way, I'm just letting you know.
Okay, and we're like 12 weeks in or something.
Yes, I've never requested a song. I'm requesting that song from Skyrim.
All right.
Okay.
It
You also
doesn't.
have to provide it.
It
I
won't.
have it.
It won't flow, but it will be.
But it is epic. Yes.
I am turning you guys off and playing a song. This is Kate Bush running up that hill on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
Okay, you're back on Wednesday Night Zombie Fever, 2BACR 100.9 FM. So moving right along, we had a discussion today. If you were in a movie genre, or a book genre, what would you like to be in? Which one would you like to be in, and why?
Yeah,
Okay.
what genre of movie universe would you like to be in?
But let's set some rules first, because I was
Okay.
saying before, because Bridget's like, oh, what if you're in a musical and you had a really bad voice? We're moving you into a genre that you like, so let's make it that you can be a character that you like as well, because like I said to her, if I wanted to be in a fantasy and I was just myself, that would be really, really boring.
Yeah, so you can adapt.
Yeah, you adapt to your genre.
All right.
Okay, so we've got some categories here. We've got romance and romantic comedy. We've got action, adventure, sci-fi, fantasy, drama, horror, comedy, just comedy in general, thriller, and musicals.
Okay. Well, I'd like to rule out. I mean, for myself, I don't want to be in a comedy.
No, I really don't either.
I think after a while, my face would just hurt, and I'd just get really sick of the pressure.
Well, for me, if I was in like a Jim Carrey kind of comedy, I would just want to kill myself.
Well, I mean, it's comedy. It's not like a specific. It wouldn't just end up being in a Jim Carrey if
No,
you're choosing
mine would
it.
be more like a satire or something.
Yeah, I think mine would probably be some like dark kind of comedy,
Yeah.
and yeah, it'd just end up being really, really bleak. And after a while, it wouldn't be funny anymore.
Well, it'd still be funny for you, I suppose, not for some other people.
I think if you're living it though, I mean, are you living this? Like, you're going
Yeah.
in there for an extended period of time
Yeah.
beyond the
yeah,
2
like,
hours?
it's like if this was your life.
Yeah.
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 So after a while, like a movie like Heathers, where they make people commit suicide,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd
Well,
want to be in that movie.
they make it look like they've committed suicide. After a while, that wouldn't be funny, and it doesn't end up being that funny to the main character in that movie either.
Okay. So what genre would you like to be in?
I think adventure would be pretty fun.
yeah, it's kind of
It
like,
does
you know,
sound adventurous.
those pirate movies
Really?
where they're like swinging from, you know,
Yeah.
ropes, and the old Robin Hood, where he puts his hands on his hips and just laughs constantly.
Yes. That stuff.
Those movies would be fun.
Would you say that Pirates of the Caribbean is an adventure? I mean, it's got a
Yeah.
few elements in it, but
Yeah, I'd say
broadly
adventure.
classify it as an adventure.
yeah. Okay.
Because it's got a little bit of romantic stuff in it, but it's not a romance. It's
Got comedy.
comedy in it, but it's not really a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what about you, Rachel?
I would actually love to be in like a slapstick comedy film. I think that would be my universe. I would be a god among people.
You would
See,
be a god.
I would hate to live in that world.
I think,
That's
although
a big call.
I'd probably I think like in a comedy, I would probably just be the the best friend of the main character who
So
just
if you're
makes
in a
snarky
romantic comedy,
comments.
The smarty pants.
Exactly.
best friend.
Yeah.
The smart best friend. I think that'd be
That
my
people
role.
always end up liking more than the main characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because generally in those romantic comedies, I don't really much like the main characters. Like, think about Notting Hill, for example.
Yes.
I didn't mind the two mains, but then the person I really liked was his flatmate, Spike. He was awesome.
Yeah, he was a bit
Hilarious.
crazy.
Yeah.
Reese
I'd be a
Isfahan.
supporting character. I think the worst thing to be in would be a musical. Just because whenever somebody has some sort of emotional trauma, you've got to drop everything to be a backup dancer in that little one-person show.
Yeah.
I think it would get really frustrating having to listen to everybody else sort out their own, emotional issues.
And nothing would stay inside. Like, you
Oh,
would
no.
have to be singing everything
You
constantly.
have to sing everything you feel.
And what if you wanted to air your emotional stuff and then somebody else is singing and dancing? You're like, well, I can't do my bit now. You're like
Yeah.
clashing and stuff like that.
Yeah, would you have multiple, like if you were in a supermarket, would it just be this like crazed store of
Everybody
aisles of
be
people
singing
having
about
their own
fruit.
musical numbers?
Well, I suppose if it's we'll say it's your movie of your life,
Okay.
then it would be you're the main character.
So
You can
everything-
choose your role.
Everyone's going to your tune.
Yeah, so if you're in a musical, you're the main person. So there'd be
Yeah.
other songs that you're not in, but mostly it'd just be based around you.
How awkward would that be? Like you show up at someone's house and everyone's like in pose.
Which is waiting for you to start singing.
Mid-song. Like, okay, wait, we can't walk into the supermarket yet. They're still singing.
And you hear like some
last
snippets of them being like, she's so annoying.
People singing about you because nobody can keep their emotions to themselves. They have to sing it for the world to hear.
Well, I feel like my worst one to be in would be a thriller. Because I feel like a lot of those are about serial killers. And
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to be in that kind of situation. Like, for example, the example I took was, what's it called? Secret Window. And I don't think I'd ever really want to be in that movie. Because it was kind of psycho and weird and dark. And yeah, it's just not something I'd want to be in.
Yeah, he
But I
was
would-
crazy.
Yeah,
Totally
totally crazy. There's no other word for it. But the genre I would choose to live in would be fantasy.
Yes.
Because then I could like ride dragons and stuff, and it'd be so cool.
That would be my backup. Sci-fi Santa.
That would
sci-fi
be
fantasy.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, Lord of the Rings though, like if I wouldn't pick Lord of the Rings to be in because I'd just be like, this is a bit overwhelming and shut up Gollum. Like,
I think you have
Precious.
to walk a lot longer than 29 kilometres too.
yeah, it'd just be
It'd
a
be
bit
pretty
too
intense.
epic
Yeah.
to live in. Like,
But then if I had a dragon, I could fly. I could just,
oh yeah.
But this would be my story. So I'd be like, I've got my dragon here, and I can throw some fireballs at these people and hack that person up with a sword, and I'd just be like, yeah,
Yes.
I'm living Skyrim.
Oh god.
And we're back.
Another movie that I wouldn't want to be in, but I like watching, is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
So some sort of
What is
like
it? That
drama.
drama kind of thriller.
It's a thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah, a dark thriller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Serial killing.
When I think of like dramas though, because you said it's a thriller, but dramas I always think of serials. What are they called? Soap operas.
Yeah.
And I
And I
don't
always
think I'd
think of, like,
really want to
really-
be in a soap opera because all those looks that people give you, like
When I think of dramas, I always think of
there.
like cops.
I'll get
Usually
so-
some sort of like international crime problem
The
that-
Bourne
that
Identity.
one person has to
That's not
solve.
a drama though.
I
That's an
would
action
love to
movie.
be in the Bourne Identity. Sorry, I just heard cops and I was like, Bourne!
That's an action movie though.
I would love to
He's
be
not
in
a
that.
cop. He's a
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah, yeah.
I made the leaps.
okay.
My brain got there.
Your brain might not have.
So that's an action kind of adventure kind of movie.
Yeah, I would love to be in that, but not many other action movies, just the Bourne series, and not the new Bourne with Jeremy Renner, even though I haven't seen it. Bourne to me is Matt Damon.
Yeah, Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be in an action movie where stuff's just exploding around me all the time. Like, I would hate to be in Transformers, which I like. Everybody's like, "Oh, giant robots! How cool is that?" But stuff explodes too much.
I think the worst thing about an action film would be like the aftermath, which you never see in the films. But if it's real life, you're gonna have to deal with the
higher
paying
taxes
for all that stuff. Yeah,
paying for all of your damage.
yeah, especially if you were the action hero.
Yeah.
You're not just like the backup to Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. Like, well, Arnold, now you're gonna have to pay for all that stuff.
Here's
Like,
your
walk
bill.
off.
Yeah. I'd also
Or
get
sue
sick
you.
of people acting so fake. I'd be like, why aren't you acting more natural? You're just so bad. And these lines, what are you saying to me?
You'd also okay. So are you a good guy or a bad guy? Because you're either a good guy or a bad guy in most action films. There's not a lot of grey.
Yeah.
Well, the bad guy always loses, though. You know?
So you
And
wouldn't
some of those
choose to be
actions-
the bad guy because you'd just be like, you're going down. But it's fun while it lasts.
Yes.
I did find the song that you were mentioning before. It's "We Come Running" by Young Bloodhawk on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
You're back on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
Hello all.
Wednesday night zombie fever. And I just got a message on Facebook that was reminding me of one of the dreams I had, where I was going to some event.
Because
and it
we're
was
all on
like-
edge for another dose of Stephanie's dream.
It was like
kinda weird.
Animania kind of event where people dress up as anime characters.
Like
and-
Comic-Con.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was dressed up as Misty from Pokemon. And my friend Fazine was dressed up as a Squirtle. And she was...
From
you know,
Pokemon,
yeah, she was in a full suit. It was an awesome Squirtle suit.
Yeah.
But she had a Pokeball as well. And it was this massive Pokeball. So we're pushing this Pokeball up the hill because she could actually fit inside it.
Yeah.
Until we get to the top of this hill and... Fazine is really just not happy in the stream. She's got this like really angry face on. I'm like, cheer up, Fazine, you look fantastic. I like getting your Pokeball. It was just this dream. When I told Fazine about it, she was quite disturbed. But she reminded me of that one, and I actually drew a picture because I had to remember. It was awesome.
Well, there's no relation between Farzine and Squirtle.
No, there really isn't.
Like, she's never sat there and been like, Squirtle.
But I feel like if I told Fazine, dress up as the Squirtle, she'd be all for it if I dressed up as Misty.
Okay.
I feel that she would.
if you provided the costume.
Yes, I feel that she would be.
Yeah, if you provided
Up for it.
I don't know if she'd make it.
Oh no, she probably wouldn't make it. I wouldn't
anyone
go as
would
far as to make it. It was
Yeah,
an awesome
that's
costume.
real dedication.
Yeah. Like one of those costumes you find at like Disneyland and stuff. It was one of
Yeah.
those really awesome.
Like a proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back to our topic.
Yeah, we've been talking about if you could be in some sort of movie genre, which genre would you choose?
Yeah.
So we mentioned which ones we wanted to be in, which ones we really didn't want to be in. Mm-hmm. So we'll look at the pros and cons of each. So romance. The pro of romance is that everybody's in love and it's all happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the con is that everybody's in love,
And
it's
they're all happy. And it just be too much after a while. Oh, I love you so much. I love you too. Oh my god, I love you so much.
Oh,
And I
but
think-
we can't be together. We can't. But then in the end, they are.
Yes. And I think it just gets sickening after a while. You just be like, somebody break up already. Give us some drama.
Then it might turn into a different genre. But yeah, it would be just really sappy and
It would be
Yeah.
over the top all the time, yeah.
Horrible.
yeah, really epic.
What about a comedy? I think the good part about being a comedy is that it's extremely lighthearted. You know, people can have issues and things, but it's never that bad. Life never gets that bad in a comedy.
Yeah, but I think the pressure would be on, like, if people aren't providing me with the lines, I would just be looking around like, I have to be funny. I have
Eventually.
to make a joke.
Bridget's out of material. Get her out of the universe.
But
Send
like,
her
I feel
over
like
to
I said, if
drama.
you were in
Your
your
life
own
is on the
comedy,
cutting room floor.
if you're in your own comedy, you'd be funny all the time.
I guess so. So you could just
Yeah.
show up and say hi and everyone would laugh.
Laugh
Like,
at you. Like, yeah. No, but you'd have like really awesome jokes all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that would get old too.
Yeah,
'Cause
it would.
For me, if people are just always cracking jokes and stuff, I get really frustrated. But like, be serious. Sometimes you have to be serious.
yeah, cut it out.
Yeah. And I think I would just get frustrated.
Yeah. It would, and like I said before, your face would hurt.
Yeah, from laughing all the time.
My face
And your
tends
stomach.
to hurt.
Your stomach would hurt too.
Your stomach.
Laughing all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the best pain, but at the time it's agony.
Yeah, what about like an action film? So we're
Yeah.
talking like explosions, car
Like the
chases.
Expendables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Like any Arnie film.
The Expendables, I don't like watching it. I wouldn't want to be in it. I would just be afraid for my life.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, yeah, most action films, they'd be fun for a little bit, but to live that every
Yeah,
day.
you'd want some time to rest.
To have life or death situations every day. Oh.
And you'd be like, oh my god, I just need to sit down for 5 minutes, and then your seat explodes or something.
Yeah, you just want like
You'd be
breakfast.
deaf. You'd be deaf.
You would be deaf. You'd probably be blind. Probably have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Exactly,
or
you wouldn't be able to
whatever.
sleep.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
someone's coming for me, not holding you like bayonet and stuff.
Yeah.
Bayonet. What am I in World War
What
II?
era? But yeah, and also, yeah, you just want to have a nice, quiet meal.
Yeah.
Without being shot
Someone tries.
at.
Yeah.
Someone just bursts into your kitchen. You have to flip your table over and grab your
Food would go flying.
Exactly.
Did you even have time to prepare it?
My cereal. That kind of thing.
Yeah, that would get a bit tiring. But
And what about adventure? So adventure is different to action in that it's usually in some sort of
Yeah.
other world. So it's like Pirates of the Caribbean, it's
Yeah.
Tarzan, it's got that extra sort
It's
of
Robin
element
Hood,
to
that
it.
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
that's another. You'd be probably like you wouldn't
You get
have
tired.
electricity.
Well, it depends on what kind of adventure it is, really. But
Like if it's Pirates of the Caribbean or something. I mean, are you going into this like? Would you have the skills, or would you just automatically just adapt and be like, you know,
yeah.
Captain Jack Sparrow?
Or you could be as awesome as you wanted, but I think you get tired after a while of just always adventuring. You're like, oh, today I'm going to sail to Peru, and you're like,
Today
okay.
we're in search of the ancient lost... Shut up, Steph.
Another 5 months on my ship sailing here, you know.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God, we've got to go to
Eventually
this
you've got-
place that isn't on the map. Can it just be on the damn map for once?
I just like you imagine you have like this really happy captain and your crew just hates you. You're like, today guys we're gonna find the lost city of El Dorado, and you're like, oh my god, just leave us alone for like 3 days. Can we have 3 days at home?
Can we just go to somewhere civilized?
Well, this is also adventurous, but it's like definitely wish fulfillment, I think, for a lot of people. Sci-fi. We've already had a vote for this from Joel on Facebook, who'd love to be in sci-fi.
Actually, no, I've just had a message as well. Somebody saying that they'd love to be in Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah,
I think that'd be quite fun.
I think so too.
As long as you're an officer and not one of the red shirts who
Well,
just
I
get
haven't-
killed randomly.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of the old Star Trek. I've only seen the new movies.
Actually, I've started watching the old Star Trek lately. Rachel.
Rachel doesn't like your Star Trek story.
I have actually.
No.
One of the older Star Trek films, they got lost or they got into some sort of problem in the solar system,
Yeah.
and then they said, oh no, there's no reinforcements. You're in the solar system. How do you not have reinforcements?
Is this
yeah.
some nerd reference? I don't get
It's a Star Trek reference. I can't remember which film it was.
I know,
I
but
don't know.
the solar system, I mean, where are they usually?
Oh, they're
Well, they
usually
go
out
out
in deep
to-
space and
out.
stuff like that.
Warping.
Warp
the-
speeding you.
What was their ship called?
The Enterprise.
The Enterprise. We'll say the Endeavour, but no, it's not that one. Because it was like an exploration ship, so it just it went out really far.
Yeah.
But I've been watching Voyager, which is the lost. They're lost in deep space. They're just kind of trying to find their way back to Earth.
What would be the downside to being in a sci-fi universe?
You're lost in deep space. You're trying to get back to Earth.
I have to say, like, anything involving space, you've got pretty high stakes because if the oxygen goes
Yeah.
out,
Yes.
or like
the water.
If you're a red
Yeah.
shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
You're basically dead.
Which I mean, like Serenity, Star Trek, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Into all
I
of
also
these
think of Battlestar, even though that's a TV show. But
Oh, well, yeah, it's still sci-fi. Star Trek's a TV show.
oh yeah, but it has been made into a movie.
Yeah.
There are sort of Battlestar movies, but the one thing, yeah, I think of the water problem when
Also,
they.
you don't know who's a Cylon?
Yeah, there's only a few models, but I don't. What a stupid system they had. They just made like heaps of the same models.
I really don't know much about Battlestar except for Cylons.
Well, their ship gets blasted and all their water goes into space and they have no water. That's a huge problem.
That is a huge problem. I don't know when Star Trek people get their water or food from, really, because they just, like, replicate it. They're like, we'll just use the replicator, and they just press it and food appears. I'm like, where does it come from?
That's awesome.
You're asking too many questions. You're off the ship. The one thing that's kind of weird
Demoted
about...
to a red shirt.
The one thing that's weird about Star Trek is I think there should actually be some sort of, like, leadership characteristic known as kirking, which is being in charge for about 5 minutes, then saying, no, you take the con, and going and doing other shit for the rest of the film until you turn up 20 seconds before the end to get your kudos and sit in your big captain's chair.
Yes.
That's, yeah.
Anyway, moving on from Star Trek.
Fantasy.
Oh, there's no
Fantasy's another good
downside.
one.
There's no downside to fantasy.
I think there is a downside.
There's
I think, I mean, you might like those dragons, but those dragons might burn you.
No. They're my
like-
dragons.
I think the problem in
All of them.
historical fantasy...
If I die...
Okay, if you could see this, people, Steph's got this wide-eyed look and she's just ignoring all
If I die
logic.
from being eaten by a dragon, that would be a happy death for me.
Okay.
Dragon.
All right, there's no downside to fantasy. I think we should all just
that if
defect
it's-
to fantasy.
Like, if it's a defect to fantasy. I think the downside is that if it's a historical fantasy, you don't have plumbing. I mean, like, you were wondering where Star Trek get their water. At least they've got clean running water and bathrooms.
Yeah. But in like a fantasy world, every river is clean, so you can just drink water.
What about going to the toilet? Where are you going to the toilet?
Wherever you like.
God.
I mean, are you doing it in like a pit? Are you squatting over a pit?
Well, I'm sure people in those fantasy eras would have had outhouses and things.
This is the ugly
old
side to
pits.
those fantasy movies you don't see. You don't see them go, and we don't want to see.
It's pretty much like 24. You just never see them going to the bathroom.
Or
All
any
24
other.
hours and nobody ever goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, all Americans forget that you go to the bathroom.
But
You
in
never see it.
fantasy, like, you are going to die hard. Like,
Die Hard? This is fantasy.
Die Hard's another movie I wouldn't want to be in.
Stabbed, shot with an arrow, you're going to get the plague, I don't know, or anything magical can happen to you. Somebody can put a curse on you, you got to go throw a ring into Mount Doom. That's hard.
You could be stuck in a mortal life without a soul.
Not if I'm my Skyrim
Yeah.
character. Nothing bad happens to my Skyrim character.
Oh, God.
I'm the baddest thing in that world.
Steph's living in a fantasy in this world.
What about horror?
I definitely wouldn't
Horror.
want to
I mean, I think we all know the downsides to horror.
You're in a horror movie.
An early death.
But I think the good side to horror films would be just like the adrenaline. But I think it's sort of like the same with action and everything. You'd get very tired of it. Anyone who has this fantasy of like
I would-
fighting zombies, you'd get over
Exactly.
that pretty quickly.
I'd just be so depressed. All my friends would die, then I would die.
Well, you don't have to necessarily...
Wait a minute, why do we die before you?
Because, you know, the main character, you're there at the end.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Well, in my
So it's
my
all-
movie, I would be the last person to
Yeah.
die.
So when it's your horror movie, you'd be the
last
main character.
person.
I'd be the one surviving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could be the
Until the
person who,
sequel.
you know, does the awesome thing and sacrifices yourself to save the rest of the people.
No, I'd be the one surviving at the end.
Yeah, is
Yes.
that awesome?
Surviving on your own.
Something like that.
No. I wouldn't want to be in a movie with Rachel. If my life depended on her, I really wouldn't. Oh, I think she'd just leave us behind. You're not
wait.
running fast enough.
Wait, do you just
She'd
not
be
want to be in
running
a horror
ahead.
movie with me? Or do you just not want to be in any movie
Oh,
with me?
horror movie.
Rachel generally runs ahead anyway. In a horror movie, she'd just be out of there.
I'd be
Exactly.
tripping you guys.
Hey, where's Rachel? She's already been eaten by the zombies. She tried to run ahead.
Although it would be, I mean, we all know how to deal with a horror movie. No matter how much you charge your phone, it never has battery and it's never
Exactly,
within
never have reception.
Also,
We're
you
all
don't
on
split
different
up.
networks. How do we not have reception?
Actually, linking this back to dreams, I had a friend who had a dream with a whole bunch of my friends in it, and it was a horror movie dream. So he...
Was I there?
No, it was another group of friends.
Oh,
Um,
thanks, Steph.
And everybody got picked off one by one until him and his wife were left. And I was the first person to die because apparently I just gave up. I was like, can't be bothered running. I just gave up. So that says a lot about what he thinks about me. I'm just lazy ass.
Yeah. Well, would
Yeah,
you do it differently?
No, I'd fight to live.
Okay.
Oh,
I wouldn't
thanks.
give up
Yeah,
straight
well done.
away.
So you would do it differently.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Especially if I was my badass Skyrim character. Yeah.
She
Well
didn't
done.
say that.
Well,
Bad
since we have
person.
been talking about walking songs you want to walk to, this was Stephanie's suggestion from the Proclaimers on 2BACR 100.9 FM.
And that's really all we've got time for this week on the show. Next week we'll be talking about
TV show
We
themes.
will, TV show theme songs.
Yeah. So
Ones that you
send
like,
in
ones you don't
the
like.
ones that you love. If
the ones that you hate.
Yeah, we'll play some.
Yeah, we'll happily play the ones that you hate. Why not?
Yeah.
Only the ones you
Just
hate.
to annoy you.
Yeah, we're out of
'Cause
here,
that's what we
guys.
do.
Have a great week.
See ya.
Bye.